Good morning and happy Veterans Day from the National Weather Service in Pocatello. My name is Carter and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Saturday, November 11th. Outside of some passing clouds this morning, conditions will stay mostly dry with the potential for some northern lights on your northern horizon this evening. But beyond that, we're going to be looking at above normal temperatures and dry conditions continuing. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today. There will be potential for the aurora borealis tonight with a KP index of 6, predicted from the Space Weather Prediction Center. And again, best chances for seeing that tonight should be about through that sunset through midnight time frame. Beyond that, we're going to keep an eye on our above normal temperatures. We'll continue. We'll see temperatures heading to late this weekend into early next week, running about 8 to 15 degrees above normal, which is similar to normal levels about mid to late October heading into this middle part of November. And conditions will remain dry through midweek with the potential for a return to some cooler and active weather by the weekend. Look at satellite for you this morning. Again, increasing clouds building in out of the northwest. We will see these clouds begin to be increasing over the morning hours. But beyond that, heading throughout the day, partly to mostly cloudy skies, give way to mostly sunny skies later in the day, which will help for those viewing conditions for the aurora later tonight. Water vapor satellite for you. So again, we are going to continue to see a series of shortwave troughs work to the northern Rockies and Pacific Northwest. And as they do, bring us some decent moisture as you head further north, but keeping things nice and dry further south as this high pressure continues to be our leading influence here, keeping things dry and temperatures warm into our area. Weather scout like for your next 5 days, we're just going to focus on some gusty wind potential up in Lemhi and Custer counties today. But beyond that, heading through Wednesday, nothing to talk about too much in terms of weather, just some above normal temperatures and seasonal conditions during those overnight hours. And watch us warnings and advisories. And as we stay quiet here in Southeast Idaho, should be pretty decent wind. And as far as precipitation goes in the northern Cascade Range, where our winter storm warning is in effect, but we do have large wind advisories, high wind warnings as into the northern Rockies, staying pretty quiet down into our area. And speaking of that snowfall, again, take a look at those appreciable snowfall amounts up in the northern Cascades. And outside of an isolated snow shower or two up around greater Yellowstone area today, conditions will stay mostly dry heading into the middle part of next week. And speaking of the next 7 days, so this is taking you a look through starting today all the way through early Saturday. So again, not a whole heck of a lot of precipitation finding its way to Southeast Idaho outside of an isolated shower or two in the mountains. So we'll keep that very dry over the next 7 days with no precipitation to talk about. Temperatures today, we're starting off the day in the teens and 20s. Warmest areas in the low 30s, but afternoon highs should be fairly pleasant, hanging out of those mid 40s to upper 50s. And wind gusts today, we're going to start off the day a little bit breezy in some areas, but overall winds will increase for this afternoon. We're looking at wind gusts on the order of about 20 to 35 miles an hour, especially stronger as you get into the high country up in Custer and Lemhi County, where wind gusts could be pushing about that 40 to 50 mile an hour range. And here's a look at the aurora and cloud cover forecast for tonight. So again, we're seeing those partly to mostly cloudy skies this morning into the early afternoon hours. But heading into tonight, especially after sunset, so 6, 7, 8 p.m. here. Shown here is our sky cover forecast. Those are in percents. So you can see it mostly clears out for tonight. So we are expecting mostly clear skies. And the aurora should be visible on your northern horizon, especially with a good camera. So turn that night mode on your phone and whatnot, but certainly keeping an eye on that. And again, you see the Space Weather Prediction Center does have that KP index starting at peak at 5 at about 15 Z. So it's talking about 8 in the morning, but we're not going to be able to see it until just after sunset. So about sunset through midnight will be your best timing for that. Temperatures on your Sunday, another seasonable morning in the 20s and 30s across the board, coldest areas in the teens. But afternoon highs starting to warm things back up. We're now 40s, 50s, and even low 60s into the Magic Valley. Temperatures on your Monday will keep that warming trend going, 20s and 30s in the morning with afternoon highs staying comfortable in those 50s to low 60s. And by Tuesday, not a whole lot to change. We're going to keep that persistent high pressure influence over the area, 20s and 30s in the morning, afternoon highs in the 50s and 60s. And Wednesday sounding like a broken record here, but again, morning in those 20s and 30s, pushing near 40 across some of our southwest locations. But afternoon highs, keep it on that warming trend, 50s and 60s. Coldest area is still up towards Island Park. And a look at what's to come, 6 to 10 day climate outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. So again, we're keeping that active weather trend potentially as we build out of California into the southern Great Basin, just staying on that leading above normal precipitation as we head into the 16th through 20th. So we're looking at the end of next week and early the following week as temperatures kind of that more near normal to leaning above normal time frame. And 8 to 14 highlights the entirety of the country outside of southern Texas for at least leaning above normal for precipitation. But as far as temperatures go, should be returning to some more near normal levels as we get closer to Thanksgiving. And that's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have a great weekend.